Tonight is actually a client spotlight. I'm going to invite a client to come in so to share about her journey, her story, and hopefully we all can pick up a few things that we can apply, whether you are just starting off, right, or you just came in, you have no idea, or you're watching from the Facebook. Please feel free to come inside to this group and show your face. Whether you are beginner, you're intermediate, or you are a senior, you lost 15 kilos, you achieve your goals, your maintenance, we can always learn from each other, right? So today we invite this lady lost her first 6 kilos in the first 3 weeks inside the program. Wow, clap for her, right? Lost 6 kilos. Excuse me. And I feel that most times I always talk about weight changes, but you know that it's much more significant than just numbers. And drop 6 kilos in 3 weeks, a lot of wins, a lot of inches lost, a good change. Super duper high level adherence, following every single thing that I said, right? And let's hear from her and learn from her, Shahida, the person Shahida, right? Let's learn from her and what was she thinking, what's the mentality that we can all pick from. If I'm not mistaken, she's a doctor, right? And then how did you manage your work, things like that. So okay, let's invite her in. Hi.
Okay, hi everybody. Nice to meet everyone. Yeah, I'm Shahida. I'm just your basic average human, so
okay, yeah. Okay, let me share a bit how we do this. I'm gonna guide you through, Shahida.
okay.
I'm gonna ask questions and then you just answer whatever that you answer, and the rest can just learn. Right? If you find that she shares something that is helpful, okay, please feel free to pop in the chat. If she's feeling a little bit nervous, right, encourage her, say hi, Shahida, comment, and yeah, you need to be friendly, okay? Okay, say hi. All right, we're gonna start with the first question, right? Can you share with all of us here, Shahida, how was your life before joining my program? Just describe how is life like mentally, and then physically, health-wise. Yeah, all that we need to know.
Okay, so I'm sure from the beginning y'all know that I've always said that my life always evolves around work. So it's always work. And I guess because of that, there's always so much stress. And because I focus so much on work that I neglect not only my health, but also like my mental well-being and literally organizing like my life other than outside work. So like because of that, I would always focus at work until that at one point I actually don't have breakfast or lunch. I got so used to that. Please do not follow me, I beg of you, because it's very bad. It is not a great example. I do tell my patients, no, you will get gastric. Thank the Lord I didn't have gastric for almost like 6-7 months when I did it, or actually almost a year. So that was the routine. And in terms of moving, the only movement I did was just in the hospital. Other than that, right after I got out from work, the next thing I do is come back home. I'm just always on my phone.
Oh.
Basically just wasting my time.
What was the movement like?
So it was this, I work in the clinic. We don't really have wards, so I don't really walk up the stairs or down. It was just only the clinic, and my steps was an embarrassing 3,000 to 4,000 at most per day. And this is like really bad.
Before that.
Yeah.
That's your age.
Oh, am I supposed to say my age?
Yeah, your age, where you from?
Since you introduced myself like that, okay. I am okay, y'all know my name. I'm 32 this year. I'm actually from Perak. But then I got a job over here. I work in the hospital
Oh,
Ampang. Yeah. So
right.
yeah.
Sorry. And what was your weight, body weight?
So yeah. So my body weight before joining the program was 96. It never went down for for quite a while. So it jumped between like 100. At one point I was at 100. Like at the beginning of last year, I was at 100. Then the lowest I only could go was 96.
Sherry
Um
says Buddha 1991. Same.
oh, hi. Yay, I have someone.
Uh, okay. And at 96 kg,
Yeah.
how did you feel? What was
Mm,
it like?
okay. So I really felt bad for myself because I felt very heavy. Not because of the number itself. Because I realized my body was so heavy that I couldn't do the things that I used to do. Because I guess I got older, so the weight somehow pulled me a lot that I couldn't walk up the stairs. I used to go a lot of wall climbing, and then like I don't do it because I'm so heavy. I used to go jogging, then after I stopped, and then when I attempted once or twice, it just made me demotivated because I was just so heavy.
Hmm.
Yeah.
The weight before, like, have you always been 90 plus, 96, or it just went to a point where it was the heaviest for you?
My heaviest was last year, 100 kilo. Probably I would have reached 102.
Hmm.
But that was my heaviest. But 96, like I said, I didn't eat breakfast and lunch. So automatically I thought that I would lose some weight, but I just
Hmm.
stopped at 96 and that's all.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And have you tried anything? Have try to lose weight any other way?
Okay. The only way was just to cut down my breakfast and lunch and just had dinner. And that's all. I didn't have any movements. Nope.
Hmm.
I didn't take any pills or those kind of things because from the beginning I never believed in all those things. Yeah.
Yeah. And how did you feel as a person, like internally? Were you unhappy? Were you just, or just didn't want to think about it? What was your mental state at that
Okay,
point?
so because initially I was already very unhappy and I didn't want it to affect any of my like my work especially. So I kind of like buried it deep behind the back of my mind. Just try to forget about it. I don't care about it because let's focus on the first thing I want to do, which is work. But then after a while, I realized that I think it does affect, like because the way your health and because you can't move a lot and then you become very stagnant and hence that doesn't give you a proper way to move when you're working and all. I did realize that happening, but yet I still just shut the door and kept it behind my back. I was like, screw it, like just don't care about it, don't think about it. Yeah. So I just went
Right,
on. Yeah.
right. And when was the turning point that made you, want to actually address the problem?
Yeah. So my turning point was I think recently I actually took like some blood tests. And that was when I think I've said it even in the Facebook page that I realized that my blood sugar level was high. Although I'm not diagnosed with diabetic, but that level is somewhat a pre-diabetic level, and that was a bit yeah, that was scary for me because the fact that my dad had diabetics and he had so much complications and we went through a lot. So that was like a snap for me that I really need to do this. Although I would say from the beginning, I've always been very proud of me being big size, but that's just that in terms of appearance. But when it comes to what's inside of me, like oh suddenly I'm getting diabetics, then that really fears me a lot. So then I told myself, okay, I cannot be going on like this because this will definitely affect me. And that is when I said, okay, we have to make changes, like we really have to make changes. Yeah.
Hmm. And um, So you ignore the health condition, or you just want to focus on work, right? And after that, at one point you went from a blood test, and then you realize that okay, time for change, right? So at that point, did you have any doubts?
What do you mean by
Like
doubts?
like were you okay? I'm gonna do this. I don't care. I'm just gonna do this, or you were just looking out, checking out, and then you're thinking, can I do this? Can I not do this?
Um, actually, that's a good thing because yeah, I was just checking out because if you remember, I did not come forth actually. I did follow your page a lot, and I did enjoy watching you and how you motivate people. I definitely did not reach out because I was very shy and I didn't know where to start. To be honest, I did not know where to start. Although I had it in my mind that okay, I need to change. Okay, what should I do? It took me a while actually. It took me about a month so because then that's when you came in and reached out. To be honest, I feel very thankful that you actually reached out, because if you didn't, I would still be the scared girl who doesn't even know what to do and how to approach this and how to even tell you what's my problem. Yeah, so I was looking out actually. To be honest, even it's not me who made the first step because I was just too scared. Why am I
Well,
too scared? Probably I was just too embarrassed, maybe. you know Maybe that's one. And yeah, embarrassed to see, like, after so long now you're making the changes. Yeah.
okay. So, and from there, I reach out to you, right?
Yeah, you did.
So you want to share how did you feel throughout the whole journey? Going to call, you didn't know what to expect, or you thought I'm going to sell some snake oil to you.
Yeah. To be honest, okay, so yeah, when we did our first video call, I was very surprised that this is what goes on. Yeah, I mean, like I said from the beginning, I never believed in terms of pills or drink, but I didn't know what to expect from you because I didn't see it in any of your page. Your page is always talking about movements and diet and this kind of thing. So I was like, oh, okay, so this is the real deal. Like, oh, okay, so this is shit work. It's like no hanky panky. Those kind of you'll lose weight faster because I realized from the chat that we had, you focused more of how to sustain in terms of long term. That's what I grasped a lot during the first call. Like, after you listening to my problem, I guess the first thing is, how do we lose the weight, but at the same time it is not something only for now, and it's something that you need to sustain till the end, kind of thing. So that is what, like, okay, that sounds that is what I want to do, because I want to sustain the thing. It's not like a one-off kind of thing. Yeah.
And this is gonna sound funny, but I'm just gonna ask. Everybody went through the same process joining this program, right? And everybody probably had a different impression about me when you were gonna call. Some people think I'm a dictator. Some people think that I'm fierce. Some people think I'm so strict. Some people think that I'm too handsome to coach them, right? Also, yeah. Talking about experience, right? So, so what was your first impression? Did I leave a good image, or were you?
Man, there's
Yeah.
just too many people. It is public, I assume. Let's see. I'm drifting away. So what was your question again?
Yeah. So, what was your first impression? In that call, yeah.
Oh, okay. Let me think. Okay, so your questions were very short and precise. I was like, damn, you're so strict. I was like, oh, I have to answer. I have to do all the talking. Like, I have to dig in everything and tell you the truth. I was like, oh, yo, you know?
Yeah. Lin said that was me. I called it dictator.
Oh,
Aziza say impressive. Shahida 6 kg in 3 weeks, remarkable.
thank you.
Yeah, and short and precise, and then so that was impression.
Yeah, because I've been watching your videos. The reason why I watch your videos, Yeah, one of the reasons you were good looking. So I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Oh God. Okay. But yeah. Yeah.
Okay. You just embarrassed me. Thank you. Thanks for the comment. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. So coming back, all right. I'm gonna leave the floor to the ladies, right, before we move on. Do you have any questions that you want to ask about Shahida? You can type in chat. Anything that, yeah. Anyone typing? Okay. All right. As we progress forward, if you have questions, we can just take them. Okay. So let me check what's my second question. So what are your achievements so far? Like, okay, what are your achievements so far? First, we know you lost 6 kilos, right? 6 kilos in about 3 weeks plus. Achievement wise, how many inches have you lost on
Oh,
weight?
like in terms of weight, yeah, from 96 and this morning it was 89.4. I was like, whoa, I'm at 89. I've not been in like 89. I mean, like the 8 number in quite a while, I may say. Yeah. Yeah. In terms of inches, so I've lost, I didn't realize this, but it's a lot. Like from 47 to 42 on my waist. And also my hip is 49 to 46. But regardless of numbers, I realized that my clothes are becoming smaller and they're becoming loose, that I need to wear belt. Which doesn't really happen all the time. At any time. Yeah. So that is definitely what I realized. And I definitely feel much lighter. Like, you see, numbers are one thing, but what you feel, how you carry your body, so that's one thing. I feel much lighter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Question. Let's take a question from Cheryl.
Oh,
Was it tough to keep up with general discipline?
okay.
How would you
Oh,
handle days when you feel demotivated? What a good question.
okay. Yeah, that's a very good question. Oh my God. I do get demotivated. Then, so, okay, when generally demotivated, then I tell myself, okay, I do enjoy walking. So then I tell myself, okay, let's get the day done. Let's go for walking to get my mind out. I'm sorry, to just get my mind a bit at ease or relaxed. But then the other thing is that in terms of food, Wong does give options for food. So I do save certain food that I like on the days that I get demotivated. It's not like a cheat meal. I'm not eating something outside from the diet, but it's just within the diet that I keep it and I save it only on days that I get demotivated. Of course, it's easy said than done. You get demotivated a lot because when you see others and you be like, why do I have to eat this and they get to eat that? But then again, I do have colleagues that are very supportive of what I'm doing. They do help me in the sense that, they tell my other colleagues, oh, she can't eat this because she needs to eat properly. So they do, like, I do get support from my colleagues. They don't go like, can't you just not eat that one day? No, they don't do that. So I'm very thankful for that support. Demotivated. There are times that, especially when I do on calls, that I do come back at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night. I do get very tired. Then I tell myself, well, it's just one day. Then I tell myself, wake up the next day and get up and do the whole thing back again. I tell myself not to drag it to the next day. The day has ended already. You are demotivated. Then you go to sleep, have a good rest. Oh, that 8 hours of rest really does work. Then I tell myself, I
Please
wake
tell
up in
them.
the
Please tell them it works. Okay, repeat it. How does it work?
yeah, so of course, being in my line of work, it is difficult to get 8 hours, but I didn't know that 8 hours of sleep does do wonders. Where I feel like when I wake up the next day, like, other than my body feeling very tired before and it feels better, but my mind feels much clearer. so that when I wake up in the morning, I am motivated to, okay, let's do this. Since yesterday we slacked a little bit, so today we can do better. So I realized that 8 hours does do a lot for me. So yeah, there are times that I do get demotivated, but these are the things that I do to myself. And the fact that the numbers keeps going down, so it keeps me like motivated, like, okay, I can do this. So I'm looking forward to the next day
Question.
and the next. Yeah.
Question. All right. You mentioned that you said you tend to look at other people's diet, right? Why do other people get to eat this, or you don't get? But I noticed that you never give any comment, or you never tell me like, oh, I don't eat this, I don't eat that. You never request anything from me. Like, why?
Yeah, because for the first 2 weeks, I was like, oh, how come they get to eat that? But do you know that I got used to your diet, and I'm like, oh, I'm fine with my diet, because the way I eat, like I try to season with, like, I mean, I do like other techniques of like seasoning and all. So that's why I'm very happy to eat my food. So that is why I didn't like point out anything particular. Probably I like pasta, those kind of things. But yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why I never asked you last week what is my cheat meal, because I'm actually quite happy with the meal that I'm having.
Don't worry. Yeah, your
Yeah.
next time you request, okay? We'll make it something you like.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay. So a recap from there: achievements, lost a lot of inches, and from there, what any other achievements that you feel like, aside from weight, like personal wise, or maybe a habit wise, maybe emotions wise?
Okay. So in that sense, like habit, so I feel like I'm more organized, because the fact that I prepare my own food, that I wake up at the exact time every morning to prepare my food, and it is like I don't take that long. But the fact that I need to wake up at 6 and prepare, it keeps me more organized. So because I start my day feeling more organized in the morning, it makes my the rest of the day like, hey, more motivated to be more organized, to get my checklist checked, because I start the day right. So that is one thing I realized. I'm like more organized. And then of course I feel like my emotions are not everywhere nowadays.
Was it everywhere before?
Yeah, I used to cry a lot. Yeah.
Oh, so I'm a therapist. Okay, and now it's more in place. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Yeah, I would say. I guess I'm more calm and collected now. Yeah. I guess that is in the sense that because I'm working out more, there is more time for me to produce like my happy hormones, so that I can at least de-stress. I guess that's where it's coming from. And also like proper diet, and just because I'm eating regularly, so I'm not like emotionally affected by me feeling hungry, or me feeling hungry and then like overeating. Oh yeah, speaking about overeating, because I eat regularly, I don't binge eat. Like suddenly I feel so hungry and like eat a lot kind of thing. Like those kind of things are not there. Water, that is one habit I'm very happy that I'm actually consistently drinking a lot of water, because before this, when I went to the hospital and like come back, I would have just drunk like, sorry lah, like 2 glass of water only, from 8 o'clock that I go to work till 5 o'clock that I come back. But now I actually drink almost like 3 liters at work.
Wow.
Yeah.
How many hours do you work on average a day?
So I go to work at 7:30. I come back at about 5:30. Unless there are days that like I was on call yesterday, then I was working from 9 to 8. Unless if I am very occupied, I can be working up to 2 a.m. Then I'll come back at 2 a.m. Yeah.
And how do you pick up strength or energy to like do your daily steps and all that? How?
Okay.
Stuff like what is your drill? Do you have a drill? Do you set
Okay.
it?
Okay. So because that I know that when I walk, it keeps me happy. And the fact that because
Oh,
I'm yeah.
please describe to them how does walking makes you feel happy? Like,
Okay.
yeah.
So when I walk, I actually walk around my apartment, and I always have a few other people who live at my apartment also walk, because when I walk around, there are a lot of cars, there are trees. I see KLCC and I see all the other buildings and all. So it is actually getting me away from work and also being away from the phone, because I'm always with the phone. I'm always with the phone all the time. So, because that is one challenge that I told myself I should have less screen time, which was very difficult. So what I do now is, rather than being on the phone, I actually go out and walk. And the fact that I'm always seeing the same faces, and they were happy to see me, and I'm always happy to see them, and I'm like, oh, that keeps me motivated. And on top of that, because my day is like very stressful, I feel like um walking keeps me like it keeps me in check, in terms of at least it doesn't make because after a very stressful day, at least I feel relaxed. And on top of that, of course, you can see your phone, but phone doesn't give you any benefit. Like, at least I'm walking, at least I'm getting my steps, and at least I'm getting my movement to burn the little calories that I can, at least. Yeah, so that is how I keep myself motivated to actually keep my steps more than 10,000 every day. Yeah.
Okay. Right. What else from achievement side of things? What is what are you most proud of so far?
Most proud of. So today I went to work. I wore something that I couldn't fit like almost 1.5 years ago. So I was like, whoa, I can fit that baju. But yeah, what am I proud of? I'm actually proud that I can do this. That's one thing. Because I think it's for all of us. I owe it to myself, because yeah, I am treating everybody in the world, but I wasn't focusing on myself. So I think I owe it to myself lah to do this. Yeah, that's something very huge.
Can you share a little bit more about that? What you just said.
Okay, so so one of your sessions, the one big word that resonates to me until now is that accountability. I still keep that word, because I think as for me, I give so much emphasis for my patient, that why am I not giving that emphasis to myself? Why am I not accountable for myself? Or how come I'm not owing anything for myself? Why am I letting myself go? Probably when I was much younger, it was like, okay, but now you're getting older, and that I only have myself. So why am I not doing it for myself? So I guess being accountable for my health, for my mental state, and my well-being, um especially moving into my 30s, and also later, seems very important. Yeah. And that since recently, like my dad passed away like about 8 months ago, and that I only have my mom, so which means I have to be much more accountable for myself, so that I can actually take care of my mom. If I'm focusing on work, I'm not saying that I don't care about my patients. Of course I care about my patients, but the same care that I give to them, I should also give it to myself.
Well, how come
Yeah.
you think about before you join us? It didn't cross your mind, or
um I just kept not to say it didn't, oh no, well, it wouldn't have crossed my mind. Like I said, numbers like my sugar, or like in terms of activity, didn't come and cross my mind so much, or maybe it didn't bother me, or probably I just kept it behind my back, saying that, oh, I'm still young. Yeah, like I said, my mind, I still think that I'm in my 20s, but the fact that, I'm getting older, so I wish I was in my 20s. Yep.
wow, that's a great one. So, did you happen to have any challenge when you start this new routine? Like suddenly you have to make time for walking. How did your family take it? How did your colleagues, your boss, or people around you? How did you take it? And then suddenly see you looking better, fitting clothes better, like
Yeah. So at first when I joined in, I didn't tell anyone. But so I live with my mom. So my mom realized that okay, I'm cooking my own food, like I'm bringing my own things. She then told my brother about it. Then the next question he asked me, you sure you can do this? I was like, in my head, I was like, oh, why do you give me that much of doubt? Like, it's not that I have to prove to him anything. Like I said, it is for myself and my health. So of course they were all I'm sure they were very doubtful. Then when it came to work, um, I told some of my closest colleagues, and then they were encouraging because then I told them why I'm doing it. But there was some colleagues that were, how do you say, like there are times when I was bringing my own food. They were like, "Are you sure you want to eat that? Come, like eat with me. Come eat this. Come eat that." So I love keropok leko. I'll tell you that. I love, and my colleagues, they love to buy the keropok leko, and they'll always offer me. So when I was in the diet, I told myself, of course it's going to be nice. And I've eaten keropok leko many times. I've studied in Terengganu like for 3 years. So like, what more do you want to eat? I mean, probably 1, 2, but then I didn't have it. So from there, they could see that my level of discipline was there. And the fact that even wherever they took me to or wherever I went, I still took my food with me and I ate. So they saw how serious I was. Then day by day, my colleagues started saying, "Hey, you look small." And whenever I go to the operation theater, I fit smaller OT clothes. And they were like, "Oh, you are losing weight." And they were very surprised. Okay, okay, good, good, good. Continue your diet. And then like recently, my brother said, "Oh, you're losing weight. Okay, it looks like what you're doing is right." So yeah,
Brothers talk like that, huh?
yeah.
Brothers
What?
talk like that, so discouraging.
It is.
Hmm.
The
Wow.
next question he said, the last one, he said, "Okay, so how long are you going to do this?" I was like, I want to maintain this like forever. So this is how like my lifestyle is going to be.
Tell him you haven't started yet.
Oh, this is just the beginning.
Yeah, this is starting, right? Right. Okay. Next question. Important one. Well, I want to know, or you can share with the rest, right? What was your biggest challenge? The biggest challenge, following this program or starting this program, and how did you overcome it?
Okay. I guess the biggest challenge was time that I need to give to myself to do the walks, to do the cardio, to do the gym, to go to the gym and do weights. That is that was a challenge until I moved around a few things and know that I actually have time. Like I said, all this while I'm always on the phone a lot. So nowadays I cut my screen time a lot. When I say on the phone, I'm always just scrolling social media. Of course, initially it was proving to be a challenge because for me to get 10K, I need to go out and walk like probably 1 hour for 1 hour, 1 hour, or actually it's like 45 minutes to 1 hour. And that takes up my time. I also come back like by 5:30, then I have to sit and study. So that was a challenge until I found a way to be disciplined at work, to actually finish work. So I finish work at 4:30 by right. But what happens is I'm the kind who doesn't have anything when I come back home. So I'll take my own sweet time and finish work at 5:30. So now I make sure that I finish work at 4:30 so that I have my walking time, or if I need to do my cardio or need to do my weight training, that I have allocated time for it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. And Wait, I forgot my question.
Ah.
All right. What would you say to the ladies here, right? The ladies who are super busy with work. What would you say to them? Like what is one thing you said to them?
Mm, uh,
Okay, no. Let's. I remember what was the main question I want to ask. You could.
okay.
It takes some time. Okay, this is what I wanted to ask Shahida for all of you, right? Very, very important. Okay. When you start, like immediately after the onboard call, right? You give the plan, I give you the plan, I give you the nutrition plan, and you knew the task, and then we sign the trainer. If I were to ask you to rate yourself, right? Like in terms of like your effort, like how much you want to make this work from 0 to 100%, how would you rate yourself from day one until now?
Okay, when it was day one, I had my doubts, to be honest. I had my doubts, okay? So I was like, okay, probably this is going to work, this is not going to work. I'll give it like a 60, 70. But now first of all, since I know I can do it and I found a way of doing it, I really want to give more than 100% to it. Because because you're always telling yourself, oh, I cannot do this. I don't have time. But in reality, if you move around a few things, if you get yourself a bit organized, I'm very surprised actually. I had time. I mean, I have time to do things. I actually have time and I can do it. So
Anyway, so you're saying that you gave a 60 to 70% as a start,
yeah.
and actually saw progress. How? Right. So you gave
Yeah.
like how did you where did you cut back on this 30%?
Let's see, I was struggling with time in terms of steps. I didn't have that good of a number of steps at the beginning. Food was not a problem because I could do that. Sleep. Oh my goodness, I was very doubtful with sleep because I can never get 8 hours of sleep having the schedule. So initially I didn't really give like 8 hours, but I tried, then I could do that. And working out, because the idea is that I always thought that I'll get very tired at the end of the day. Even doing weight training, I thought that I'll get very tired, and that's why I always scheduled it during the weekends. But as a matter of fact, I can do it during the weekday, and the next day I feel so much better. I was very surprised with that. Yeah.
All right. And last one, right? Round this up. What would do you have any tips to share with everyone listening here or watching the replay? What is your like secret tip or advice or method that your little secret that you would want to share with everyone?
My little secret. Oh my god, from one amateur to you're a pro, mother. um well, the only thing I also tell myself this. um uh Falling back one day doesn't destroy everything. So just get back up and just move forward.
Wow.
Don't make that one day, just because that one day happened like that, define you later lah. So the next day, just wake up and be like, okay, I'm done with yesterday. Today is a new day. Just go on.
Awesome. Love that.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks so much. Last call. Do you have anything to say to Shaida? You want to thank her? You want to encourage her, or anything? Either you open the mic, or you want to make some friends here, or you want to talk in the chat, right? Or any last questions you want to ask, or to top it up before we round up today's call. Right? You can say thank you for sharing. Shahida, love your bubbly personality. Yeah, I agree. All right. Okay. Thank you so much, Shahida. We look forward to see more progress and hope the rest
Thank you.
pick a few things, from here, get motivated, and I look forward to inviting more people coming here if you're not shy, right? And yes, see you next week. We'll talk on WhatsApp presently. All right. See you all. Have a great night. Thank you so much. Bye bye.